Vampire bats are truly one of a kind in the animal kingdom. They are the only mammals on the entire planet that survive by drinking only blood. This makes them very special and, honestly, a little bit spooky to some people. Long ago, their ancestors probably ate insects and other small bugs they found on larger animals. Over many years, they changed their diet. Instead of eating the bugs, they started to feed on the blood of the animals themselves. This incredible change helped them find a food source that other animals were not using, allowing them to thrive in their environment. There are 3 different types, or species, of vampire bats. We have the common vampire bat, the hairy-legged vampire bat, and the white-winged vampire bat. Each one is a little different, but they all share the same need for blood. These bats do not live all over the world. You will only find them in the warmer parts of Central and South America. They like to live in places like hollow trees, caves, or even old buildings. These dark, safe places are called roosts, and it's where they spend their daytime hours sleeping and socializing with the rest of their colony before heading out at night. The different species of vampire bats sometimes prefer different types of animals to feed on. The hairy-legged and the white-winged vampire bats often like to find sleeping birds in the trees. They are very quiet and can land on a branch without waking the bird up. The common vampire bat, which is the most numerous, is not as picky about its meals. It is an opportunistic hunter, meaning it will take a meal wherever it can find one. This adaptability is a key reason for its success and wide distribution throughout its range. As humans have changed the land, vampire bats have also changed their habits. When people clear forests to create farms for cows, pigs, and horses, they are creating a brand new food source for these clever bats. The common vampire bat, especially, has learned that livestock are an easy and reliable meal. This means they are often found near farms and ranches. While they usually prefer animals, they have sometimes been known to feed on sleeping humans, which is why understanding these animals is so important for the people who live near them. When a vampire bat goes out to hunt, it uses some amazing abilities to find its dinner in the dark. First, it uses something called echolocation. The bat makes very high-pitched sounds that bounce off everything around it, like trees and rocks. By listening to the echoes that come back, the bat can create a detailed map of its surroundings inside its brain. This helps it fly through the darkest night without bumping into anything. This fantastic natural sonar is a critical tool for navigating the complex environments where it searches for its next meal. Once a bat gets closer to a potential meal, it switches to another incredible sense. Vampire bats have special heat sensors on their noses. These sensors are so sensitive that they can detect the warmth of blood flowing just underneath an animal's skin. This allows the bat to find the perfect spot to bite, where the blood is close to the surface. It's like having thermal vision, allowing them to pinpoint the best feeding location on a large animal. This adaptation is unique to vampire bats and makes them incredibly efficient hunters of warm-blooded prey. Unlike most other bats that are clumsy on the ground, vampire bats are surprisingly agile. They can walk, jump, and even run on all fours. They use their strong thumbs and folded wings like front legs, which allows them to move quickly and quietly on the ground. This skill is very useful when they need to sneak up on a sleeping cow or another large animal. This unique way of moving, a special kind of gallop, is not seen in any other bat species and makes them look a bit like strange furry spiders as they approach their target. To get the blood, the bat uses its teeth. It has incredibly sharp front teeth called incisors that might be the sharpest of any animal. The bat doesn't bite down hard. Instead, it makes a very small, gentle shave on the skin. The sleeping animal often doesn't even feel it. The bat's saliva is also very special. It contains chemicals that stop the blood from clotting or getting thick and hard. This keeps the blood flowing freely so the bat can lap it up. The saliva acts as an anticoagulant, ensuring the bat can get a full meal from the tiny wound. While vampire bats are amazing creatures, they can also pose some risks to the animals and people they feed on. The biggest danger is that they can carry and spread diseases. The most serious disease they can transmit is rabies. If a bat with rabies bites an animal, like a cow or a horse, that animal can get sick and may not survive. This is a serious concern for farmers in Central and South America who need to protect their livestock. This risk makes it important for communities to manage bat populations and vaccinate their animals. Because of the risk of rabies, it's also important for people who live near vampire bat colonies to be careful. In areas where bats might feed on humans, people have learned to use protective measures to stay safe. This can include using bat-proof sleeping shelters, like special netting over beds, to keep the bats out at night. Public health programs also work to make vaccines available for people who might be at risk of being bitten. Understanding bat behavior and taking simple precautions are the best ways to coexist safely with these unique animals. Vampire bats have a very fast metabolism, which means their bodies use up energy very quickly. Because of this, they cannot go long without a meal. A common vampire bat needs to eat blood almost every single night to stay healthy and energetic. If a bat fails to find food for just 2 nights in a row, it is in serious danger of starving to death. This constant need for food drives their nightly hunts and shapes their entire existence. An average meal is only about 1 tablespoon of blood, but finding it is a matter of life and death. The process of feeding itself is also a challenge. After drinking the blood, the bat is much heavier and has to get back to its roost. To lighten its load for the flight home, the bat's body immediately begins processing the blood. It quickly absorbs the protein and nutrients from the red blood cells. At the same time, its specialized kidneys work to remove the water from the blood plasma, which the bat then urinates. This amazing biological process allows the bat to get rid of excess weight quickly, so it can fly back to the safety of its cave. One of the most surprising things about vampire bats is how they help each other out. They live in large groups or colonies and have very strong social bonds. They are not selfish creatures. In fact, their survival depends on extreme cooperation. Living together in a roost, they spend a lot of time grooming each other, which helps them form friendships and alliances. These relationships become incredibly important when a bat has a bad night and cannot find any food. This teamwork is the cornerstone of their society and a key to their survival. If a bat returns to the roost with an empty stomach, it doesn't mean it will starve. Often, a roost mate that had a successful hunt will share its meal. The successful bat will regurgitate or bring up some of the blood it drank and give it to its hungry friend. This food sharing is a life-saving act. It is especially important for young bats who are still learning how to hunt. A bat under 2 years old might miss a meal as often as once every 3 nights, making these donations from others absolutely essential for them to grow up. Scientists have studied this sharing behavior and found something very interesting. A bat, it is more likely to share its food with another bat that has helped it in the past. They seem to remember who their friends are, and a bat that has groomed them before or shared a meal with them previously is more likely to receive food. This is more important than even being related. This system of reciprocal altruism, or you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, builds a strong cooperative community where bats look out for one another. This social network of food sharing is the main reason vampire bat colonies are so successful. Without this cooperation, scientists estimate that many more bats would die from starvation each year. Their mortality rate would be much, much higher. By working together and sharing their resources, they ensure that the whole group has a better chance of survival. This amazing social behavior shows that even an animal with a fearsome reputation as a bloodsucker can also be a caring and cooperative friend to its colony mates.